Hey guys, Paul Carl here. Today we're going to be looking at some graded cards under a microscope to see what makes a 9 a 9 and what makes an 8 an 8. And if I had a 10, we'd look at a 10, but not yet. Let's get right into it. Alright, so this is a 1991 Skybox Magic Johnson James Worthy card. It's a 9. That little orange thing looks like it's like fuzz from somebody's sweater or something that got caught in when they were encapsulating it. And this top lip kind of looks like it has that little bit of an edge from when it gets cut, if you know what I mean. If you know, you know. As I was looking here, I didn't really see anything on the edges or the corners so far, but here at these orange dots, you can see that black mark, and then there's also like some very faint grease spots here. It looks like somebody might have been like eating and like some flecks of food might have came out and fallen on the card and left like a little grease stain. That's what it looks like. So this is 2x speed just for the sake of brevity, and that corner looked good too. Surfaces look good, as best I can tell. There's like some scratches on the casing and whatnot. But here on the back you can see there's like that little squiggle that could be from like the cardstock. There's also some little dot there that you can see kind of like at the top. Another little squiggle of something or other. Little dot there. And then that corner's like mildly dinged, and you can actually see it with the naked eye too. It's not as obvious when you're just looking at it, but you can see that it's a little soft. I just want to show you some photos I took with the microscope for eBay and some labeling I've been putting on here. I'm not sure if this is going to be valuable or not. It's just kind of an experiment. I sold this exact Tim Duncan card, the gold medallion, for what, $30 plus shipping, about last week I think, and I got this one listed for 50 right now with these. I think it would hit a 9 at least, possibly even a 10 based on the condition of this card compared to the ones that I've been looking at under a microscope. Probably a 9, like 90% 9, 5% 10, 5% 8. I would guess, but I don't know. So I just wanted to throw this out here and see what you guys thought. Like, in addition to some of the normal photos, like with just through the eBay app, I also added these microscope ones to try to like really show the condition of the corners. And I'm just curious what people think about that. If you're buying cards, would this be something that made you more likely to buy one or not? Let me know in the comments. All right, this one's a 1990 Fleer All-Stars Magic Johnson card. It's a 9 and it's off-center. But in addition to being off-center, well, the corners look good, the edge looks good. It does kind of look like it might have that slight peel from the cut, but it's like a microscopic to notice it. There's that big yellow spot in the top right there. That's very obvious with the naked eye. That white chipping there on the edge, you can see that with the naked eye. Barely, and with like your normal magnifying glass, like your loop or your like ring light, you can definitely see this chipping on the edge on the right. And you know, there's like 6 or 7 spots where this is chipping, so I was really surprised to see that still get a 9. But maybe the frequency of the occurrence doesn't matter so much as the severity. I don't know, I'm just kind of speculating here. Bottom edges all looked good. I couldn't see any issues on the surface or with the corners. The case itself is in pretty good condition, the PSA slab. You could see like a slight pink color in the net part there. You can see that with the naked eye pretty clearly too. So overall, I mean, for how many spots have edging issues and how many ink errors were there, printing errors, I was really surprised that this still got a 9. That back corner looked ever so slightly soft too, and then here we see like that little squiggle. I think that's just from the cardstock. I don't know if they count that against the card or not. I'm guessing probably not. These 2 printing dots are very obvious. You can also see the squiggles with the naked eye too. And then that little squiggle swooshy thing there you can also see with the naked eye. So overall, looking at this card, I was really I was surprised how many issues it had and how it's still graded a 9. Now we're going to look at 2 8s and see how they stack up. First up, we have a 1991 Fleer Michael Jordan card, number 211. This is a 8. And I'll start with the corner here. Just going to kind of go down. I can't tell if that's the light or if it has some edging issue. It looks like it might have like some kind of scrape there. You can kind of see it's like slightly white, and you can tell that there's a difference to that spot there. It's not quite as like smooth and straight as the others. And it looks like we have maybe like a little surface issue or scratch there. Yeah, there's like a dot. You can see both of those things with the naked eye, that little line and that dot. And here it looks like possibly some more surface issues, or edge issues, I mean. Let's keep going. I'm going to turn the card a little bit. Alright, we'll go this way. Oh, that's just sweat on his head. I think that's sweat. Or it could be a scratch on the card, maybe? I can't tell if that... It looks like it was printed there. Yeah, I think that's printing. It kind of looks like a scratch. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a combination of the two. The corners look really good. Alright. Now let's go back up here. There's like another dot there. You can't see that with the naked eye though. Another little dot. Oh, that's definitely a scratch right there. You can see like with the cardboard. Or is that? I think that might be on the case. Oh yeah, that was on the case. Just kidding, just kidding. Yeah, alright, so there's just like this maybe issue at the top. It also kind of looks like there's a little bit of an indentation right here. You can't really see it in the microscope camera, but you can see the way the light hits it. It looks like it was dented. So I think this probably got an 8 because of that edge issue more than anything else, because the surface thing doesn't seem to matter quite as much based on the 9s that we looked at. And I'm just going to kind of go along the edge here. There's a little spot. That might be from the cardstock. Where are we? This is under registered. You can definitely see that with the naked eye too. So I got to rotate to get the corner. I mean, it looks like there might be a little tiny piece of cardboard. That's definitely microscopic though. You can't see that with the naked eye. I mean, actually, maybe you kind of can. It does look slightly jagged there. You could probably see that in the ring light. Oh, there's some edge issues there. Some more edge issues. Alright. Yeah, so it looks like this card was graded an 8 because of the severity of the edge issues. And then there's also that little printing imperfection there, and that like line. Where'd the line go? Maybe that was just on the case too. So just that little print dot. I'm surprised because I think this is it definitely looks like it's in better condition than that Magic Johnson card. But it still got an 8 instead of a 9, and yeah, I'm wondering if this should have got a 9 or if the Magic Johnson card should have got an 8. Next up, we have a 1990 Hoops Superstars Magic Johnson. The Superstars variety, I think, was exclusive to Sears, and I'm not sure if they had packs or if it was just like complete sets. But that's why this is yellow instead of white. So the corner looks slightly soft under magnification, and it does look a little bit soft to the naked eye too, because you can kind of see how that white light on the edge, there's like a curve to it that you can kind of see with the naked eye. Um, yeah, it looks pretty good. The corners are sharp. Little bit of whitening there. I mean, if you hold it in the light just right, the edge does look a little bit jagged in that part. So I'm wondering if it got dinged for the edge there, which could also be the way the card was cut too. That might be what happened. Corners are all nice and sharp though. It might be a little off center top to bottom too. That might have played a role. Yeah, overall, I mean, there is like a little printing error there. That little circle is like a fisheye thing. And it looks like, oh, nope, that's just some dust on the case itself that was over the basketball. I don't see anything else other than that little fisheye. Yeah, let's check out the back. Um, that little like brown line you can definitely see with the naked eye. And let's see. There's another little. Oh, I think that was just on the case. Mm, that mark next to the E is on the card. And that, yeah, that's that corner that looked a little soft. This is the back of it. You can definitely tell that it's not perfectly sharp. So it's got a slightly dinged corner. Some more marks here. Those are definitely on the card. So is that, and you can see these marks too, with the naked eye. I'm surprised. This is again another one that is in better condition than that other Magic Johnson, and it got an 8. All right, just to kind of wrap up, I think that this Magic Johnson card was fairly an 8 because it does look like it's printed a little crooked on the card. It's off center. It has the very obviously and I mean not horribly, but it's like a clear ding on the corner. It's not a card I would have sent to grade because of that how severe that ding is. So I think an 8 is probably pretty accurate for this one. Um, a 9 on this, I think, is fair. The surface issues are very hard to see. The possibility of the soft corner is very difficult to see. You need to magnify it, either with like a loop or a ring light, and then the microscope kind of makes it a little obvious. So I think a 9 on this is pretty accurate, just with going with my gut feeling and having read the PSA guidelines. Um, But this card with the edge damage and the corner issue, I'm just really surprised that this. I mean, it had so many issues on the edges. It had so many issues on the surfaces, but both with like actual damage done to the surface as well as the printing errors. So I was really surprised that this one got a 9. I think this probably should have been an 8. That's what my gut is telling me. And then if this got a 9, then I think this Michael Jordan definitely should have been a 9. Because, I mean, it's hard to tell with it in the case if there is actually some kind of issue on that edge, just looking at it with the naked eye. But the corners are really good and sharp. There's just that one little dot on the front surface, and then a little dot, a couple little dots in the back, but I don't think it's in any worse condition than the Magic Johnson James Worthy card. So I feel like this probably should have been a 9. Not that it really matters. It's not like you're going to crack an 8 to get a 9. But yeah, it was really interesting to kind of see this. And it makes me feel a little bit better about my PSA submissions because I think I was a lot more strict with what I sent in. And unless I missed a ton of stuff, I think a lot of my cards that I sent in are in way better condition than these ones. I definitely did not send anything in with the corner dinged as badly as this. So I think eight is probably going to be the floor for my risk. Um, I think I should be looking at mostly nines and tens, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, let me know what you think of this video. Let me know what you think about those microscope photos to show corner condition for eBay listings. I'm curious what you guys think about that. And yeah, I hope this was interesting and entertaining and maybe even informative. But one last thing to say, I haven't gotten any of my cards back from PSA, and it looks like it's going to be a very long time before I do. So I'm just like purely speculating. I have zero experience getting cards back from PSA, so I have no idea what things should be graded what. I'm just purely going off of my gut reaction and my personal interpretation of reading their guidelines. So take it all with a grain of salt. But yeah, thanks for watching.